on Facebook. We live. Shalom, Israel. To Israel Universal Practical Knowledge. Started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are led by the amazing man, General YAHANNA, man. You know, just like every week, it's Tuesday, it's the Brotherhood class, man. But we teach, you know what I'm saying, just that one solid principle that can help bring us back as a nation, man, teach you how to love Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. You know what I'm saying? Last week, we were going over a story in the book of Judges, man, chapters 19 through 21. You know, the water most high in Christ, the Captain Shock, man, for bringing out some other important details regarding the story. You know what I'm saying? He brought out, you know, the law of the concubine, you know what I'm saying, which is the reason how the brother ended up getting the wife, with him being a Levite. You know, you go into a city and you slay all the men, and then there's that woman that's there, and you know what I'm saying, and she be pleasing to you. You can take her to yourself to wife, you know what I'm saying? And obviously that's how that man ended up getting that wife and what he did for her, you know what I'm saying? Which is what most men should do, you know what I'm saying? Especially with sisters coming out of the world, you know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, not so much as the part of, you know, slaying their town and picking up and making her shave her head, but you see something in her that you could make better, you know what I'm saying? So him picking her up and not just leaving her there without having any home or a man to cleave unto, he took her upon himself. And yes, that is brotherhood, man. That is an ultimate brotherhood. And that's something that brothers should see. Some of these women, you know, not all women are worthy of that. Don't just go out and pick up any old woman, because this one he picked up, obviously it was something up with her, and she went and played the harlot on him, you know. But going forward into the story, we're at the part, you know, after the woman suffered, you know, greatly through a night of torture, you know what I'm saying? That's literally what those brothers did to her. They tortured her, man, beat her, raped her, you know what I'm saying? And now it comes to the point where the brother it's in the morning, and he rose up and he saw his wife there, his concubine there, you know, bloodied and bruised and battered. And he went ahead, and as the story goes, you know, he cut her into 12 pieces and sent a piece to all the coast of Israel, you know what I'm saying? And like Captain Mashak said, you know, this is something that they hadn't seen amongst them, you know what I'm saying, since they came out of the land of Egypt, you know what I'm saying? You hadn't seen a deed like this. It just lets you know that this isn't something that we normally do, that this is something that comes from heathens, you know what I'm saying? The homosexuality and the abuse, the heinous abuse of women, you know what I mean? That's not something that's normal to Israelite culture. So we're going to go forward, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, one of my favorite stories, and I like to pull the brotherhood out of this because it's such a brotherly story, you know what I'm saying? There's parts within the story that you can pull out of for brotherhood's sake, even though it is a tragedy for this to happen to a sister, you know what I'm saying? For there to be evil amongst that nation. But what you saw in chapter 19 was, you know, hospitality. You know what I'm saying? You got to see, you know, how we should treat strangers in our area, not like, you know, how we do nowadays. You know, you walk into an area full of bloods and you wearing blue, and now they want to ask you where you from. Where you from, man? Where you going, man? Who is this you got at your house? You know what I'm saying? Nah, you know, he was taken into a stranger's house because that's just what we would do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of like what we do when each city have their barbecue. And nigga, don't nobody really care who you are, really, as long as you part of the school. You know what I'm saying? You done your days, you done showed yourself approved in the city where you from, and you come to this city, I'm gonna take you into my house. I don't care what you need. I don't care what you bring with you. When you come to my house, I'm gonna take care of you, because that's just me. And that's what that older gentleman had done for the Lord, his wife, and his servant. And then they themselves humbled themselves in that man's sight, because he was so gracious to bring him into his house. You know, it's one thing, you know, within our society or within our communities, you know, people don't like to humble themselves. You know, they get high and mighty, and they see themselves as great. You know, somebody get a decent job, and now you think you better than everybody else, and you don't have to be kind to people. Or you go into one's job where they work at, and you don't see the need to be kind to this person because they're at work. Learn how to humble yourself, man, in all areas, man. Humility, that's a quality that people nowadays lack, man. But it's something that's very brotherly, to humble yourself before people. Not saying not saying put yourself down low, you know what I'm saying, or be beneath somebody, but here, if that's the position that you would like to take for your brother's sake, you know what I'm saying, then go ahead and do something, because there's nothing wrong with serving your people, serving your brothers, man. Like, that is an awesome thing. That is an honorable thing. That is the least of things that you can do in this day and age. When you can all the time serve yourself. That's what makes being here in this school such a it's a privilege to be counted amongst these ranks, man, because we are men of service to our people. The things that we do, we see in that truck go out there to what that truck stop at, wrong? That truck that Commander Yohana sent out with that 13,000 pounds of food, man. Uh, Somewhere in the Midwest. It was somewhere out in the Midwest, man. That was awesome, man. That was awesome. Commander General YAHANNA, man, the leader of this nation, man. He does not stop to serve his people, man. No matter his rank, he is in service to his people. You know what I'm saying? You know, like the captains, the officers, man. These ranks that we have, man, we hold these with, and we pride ourselves in how well we serve our people, man. That is our initiative. That is our goal, man. And that's the purpose of this brotherhood, man. That's what makes this such a mighty weapon, man, because this is a weapon that can not only heal, but it can also topple this country. You know what I'm saying? When we think to love one another, man, and do for one another, and then we can show that need for one another, and then we have less of a need for the nations that are round about us, man. But I'm gonna go ahead into the story, man. I'm gonna go back to where I left off. So we at Judges chapter, we at Judges chapter 20 and verse 1. Then all the children of Israel went out, and the congregation was gathered as one man from Dan even to Beersheba, with the land of Gilead, unto the Lord in Mizpah. And the chief of all the people, even of all the tribes of Israel, presented themselves in assembly of the people of God, 400,000 footmen that drew sword. Now, at this time, you know, they all caught the message. They all caught the message, said, damn, this is wicked. So now, at this point, there's a calling that has to happen. Somebody has to answer for this now. So everybody, they brought their chief men, because this ain't happened here. This didn't, who is allowing this wickedness to go amongst us? What is going on? You know what I'm saying? And that's a righteous thing, man, to come see about your people. If you know that something's going on, and you know you had nothing, you had no part in it, but you want to be there to help solve it, to make sure that you don't get blamed, that your folks get blamed. It's like when you a child, and your mama say, man, who ate the chocolate? And everybody come show forth. Because I know I didn't do it. I know damn well I didn't. Who did this? Because now we all not finna catch it for this. We gonna find out who did it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why all the chiefs came, and they even brought their men, honorable men that drew sword, because somebody got to pay. Now verse 3. Now the children of Benjamin heard that the children of Israel were going up to Mizpah. Then said the children of Israel, tell us, how was this wickedness? And the Levite, the husband of the woman that was slain, answered, said, I came to Jeba that belonged to Benjamin, I and my concubine to lodge. So he's giving no report. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, something happened in down here in Houston, something go down. Well, and especially if it's we here, the Houston camp here, but it's a brother that came from Chicago, and something go down. He gonna give the report saying, "Well, this is what happened. I went to Houston to go, see a movie. I went to go there." And now, what it's gonna look like if we just hear about it and don't show up, and we just gonna go forward? You know what I'm saying? And the man of Jeba rose against me and beset the house round about me upon the night, and thought to have slain me. And my concubine have they forced that she is dead. And I took my concubine, cut her in pieces, and sent her throughout the country of Israel. But they have committed lewdness and folly in Israel. Behold, ye are all children of Israel. Give here your advice and counsel. So he's coming. He wants to see, well, what should happen? Because this is something wicked. You know what I'm saying? And somebody has to pay for this. This is this man's property. It's this man's wife. You know what I'm saying? When you take a woman unto yourself, you know what I'm saying? Man, to get a wife, man, that's a possession. That's a possession of the Lord. Even though she committed wickedness, that wasn't for them to commit a wicked act against her and against them, when the only thing they came there to do was lodge. They could have dealt with them a whole lot differently. You know what I mean? So now the people arose as one man, saying, "We will not any of us go to his tent, neither will we any of us turn into his house. But now this shall be the thing which we will do to Geba. We will go up by lot against it." They saying we finna rise up against them. We finna rise up against them for this evilness that they have done to you. And a thing like that, that's another thing that we lack here in our community. You know what I'm saying? We see something that happens to one of us, and we give that up as a one-off shot. We look at certain things like, okay, with the thing with Ahmaud Arbery, this has been going on with us for years, and nobody wants to rise up. And I'm not saying rise up against the oppressor. I'm not saying go on and to attack anybody. What I'm saying is that these people rose up as one man and spoke and said that this thing, somebody is going to pay for this. Well, now here in this day, now we understand that our oppressor has the military might. So nobody's saying go attack him. But now what you can do is attack him spiritually. You can attack our oppressor financially, man. When we see these things that happen against us in these cities and these towns, man, we can rise up as one nation of people, man, and take our $1.6 trillion that we spend every year and spend that together. Take our money away from them, man. Now, here in this story, they're going up to cast lot against them to take people's lives, man. Now, we can take back our wealth from this place, man, with each and everything that happens to us, man. That's brotherhood, man. That's honoring this sister's death, man. And this thing that happened to this brother, man. That's something that we got to start looking at. You know what I'm saying? Like these stories within the scriptures, man, a lot of them are straight told, but they have a lot of wisdom in them, man. So like this is something to look at. Like say the next person that gets strung up, you know what I'm saying, in Georgia, or that gets modern day lynched in the public. When are we going to start to rise up as one nation, as one man, and speak with one voice? That's what a lot of people, they scared to stand with the Israelites universal practical knowledge because they think we a cult. Well, you're damn right we a cult, but you know what? We love our people. And when we see heinous actions or heinous crimes against our nation, we intend to stand up. But then you got Black Christian pastors that want to lull everybody to sleep and have them sit down, man. That Christian pastor don't love Black people, man. You'd be surprised that when these men seek justice, when they go and have their day in court, you're going to have a Christian pastor come out and forgive them. Just the same way, like with the sister that what's the brother name? Botham John, his mother and his brother. They went up and forgave that woman. These folks never forgive. They don't forget 9/11. They don't forget the Holocaust. They don't forget that. They don't forget situations in which they won. That show you how wicked this place is, that these bastards can win, can triumph over their enemies and never forget. But now when you lose, you take a swift L. You got to sweep that under the hook like it never happened. Black men die every day and it gets swept. When are we going to stand up and speak? There's Hispanics that's still at the border. And you don't see Hispanics here standing up for they cousins, their loved ones, brothers and sisters, all because you got here legally. You forget them as if at one point your grandmother wasn't them crossing that border. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't intend to be a nation because we get taught to be selfish. But in this day, they rose up. Israel rose up together and said that this wicked thing is not going to go unpunished, man. How do you punish the oppressor in this place, man? You start serving the Most High. You start standing with the Most High, man. That's how you give that's how you get that justice for Ahmad. You stand with the Most High. You come stand with your nation of people, man. And the thing is that if you don't speak out against that wickedness, you obviously are for it because you're not sitting yourself against it.
Right.
If you're in that Christian church and you're not crying out for Ahmaud Arbery, matter of fact, if you're in the Christian church, you're the reason why Ahmaud Arbery got slain. You're going to be the reason why the next black man gets slain because of this talk of peace and no separation. We can't have peace without separation, man. That's when America was great. That's the only way we can exist with our oppressor is to be separate. You can't put two conflicting characters or two conflicting spirits within the same cage and think that there's not going to be some type of back and forth. But now we have it in a way that wickedness gets to stand over the top of us, and then we have to just deal. Not in this day. In this day, they stood up for what they believed and that was wicked, and that justice needed to be given for this man having to lose his wife for somebody else's wickedness, man, for their lewdness, bringing that evilness amongst the people, man. I'm gonna push on though. So verse 11, so all the men of Israel were gathered against the city, knit together as one man. And the tribes of Israel sent men through the tribe of Benjamin, saying, what wickedness is this that is done among you? Now therefore deliver us the men, the children of Belial, which are in Geba, that we may put them to death and put away this evil from Israel. But the children of Benjamin would not hearken to the voice of their brethren, the children of Israel. What does that remind y'all of, man? That they won't give up that wicked man. When I hear that sounds like the Christian church. That sounds just like the Christian church, where a man can commit all lewd and lascivious acts undercover in the same house that they call of God amongst those same people, and nobody gives him up. This is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I bring up the story of Ahmaud Arbery, because your Christian pastor will let these things happen and not speak out. Say, excuse me, son. You know what I'm saying? They let these things happen and they don't give up any recourse. They don't give up any solutions to how to stop this from going on. They tell you to march. They tell you to run for Arbery. What is running for Arbery gonna do, man? Somebody tell me what is running for a dead man going to do, except make us look silly? Because they laughing at us about that. Hell, I'll be honest, I'm laughing about it not because I think that his death is a mockery. I'm laughing at it because it looks silly. It looks silly to run for him. Why not change your life for him? Why not separate from our oppressors for him? That's how you give honor to Aubrey's death. You change your life. You see yourself living amongst the oppressor, knowing that they put him to death for running. Well, hell, you're not gonna catch me living around you. If he couldn't run, what the hell do I look like living with you then? You just as well as walk into my house and slay me, as opposed to me actually being out in the neighborhood. I might as well be in fear to go to sleep. And since I can't run, that looks silly, man, and that's nonsense. There's high school universal practical knowledge. We're not running for Aubrey. We're going to stand up and teach against this style of oppression, man, and to wake our people up and to draw them out of those suburban areas with those oppressors, man. I used to live in the suburbs, man, back in the day. I used to live in a small town called Valparaiso, Indiana. It was one of my first, you know, times actually seeing a place where it was mostly Caucasian people at. And you don't notice it as much when you live in a big city because you have so many other different kinds of people to deal with and to be around. But when you're stuck in that type of environment, your oppressor shows you how much of a devil they are, how wicked they are. You know what I'm saying? And then you had black folks that lived there that paid no mind to it, understood that the white man was the devil, understood that there was something off about them, but because you didn't live in the ghetto, you feel like you better off now. But really, you're setting your children to be self-loathing, to exist in an environment of self-hate. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what Captain Zariak brought out, you know what I'm saying, yesterday, you know what I'm saying? Then you see these brothers, man. And you ain't seen brothers stick clean to white women, you know what I'm saying, more until you go and you live in that type of place, man. Because the sisters don't deal with white boys. I mean, they don't deal with their oppressor son like that. Like you said, they got to be on their last leg to do so. They had to be then tried to be with a brother, and brothers just not want for them to actually go give their tail to a white man. Because they understood how disgusting it was. Or at least they knew that their mother wouldn't approve, or their father wouldn't approve. Even though they live in that place, they're not going to go actually be amongst that. You know what I'm saying? And he was right. Sisters are very loyal compared to brothers. But now there was a thing that happened there where it was a small, small little race riot type thing. And you can see the separation from between brothers and oppressors. And, when it came down to it, nothing happened to them for their racial comments. Nothing happened about, the riot itself, you know what I'm saying? Because oppressors, they're not going to charge themselves with crimes against you because they understand that there's a war that goes on between us two, that we're not the same, we're not friends, and we don't look at that as the war. We don't look at that as an issue. We don't look at that as a problem. You know what I'm saying? We take that just as a grain of salt. Like, it just is what it is. This is America. This happens, and it shouldn't happen. Just like this wickedness that happened amongst them people, amongst the tribe of Benjamin, it should not have happened. And there should have been some type of justice to be given for this. You know what I mean? So, and then we're going to go to 14. But the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together out of the cities unto Jeba to go out to battle against the children of Israel. And the children of Benjamin were numbered at that time out of the cities 26,000 men that drew sword, beside the inhabitants of Jeba that were numbered 700 chosen men. among all, except 700 chosen men. Among all these were 700 chosen men left-handed, every one that could sling stones at a hair breadth and not miss. I mean, they was good at killing. They was good. They had great aim. They could fight and they could also sling stones. You know what I'm saying? So they was willing to fight for this wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Like much like next month. Next month gonna come, you're gonna have Pride Month. You're gonna have a lot of prideful bastards walking around here enjoying being disgusting. They're going to enjoy being disgusting. So when they fought for these brothers, they knew that that wickedness was there, and they said, "To hell with that. We gonna die about this." And you got a lot of people, man, that when it comes, it's like, and you get to talking to your kinfolk, man, and they smoke marijuana. You know what I'm saying? They'll argue with you about that. They'll argue with you tooth and nail about smoking. You know what I mean? And it's somebody actually fight to be wicked. And you'll be saying things, you're like, man, well, this is crazy, man. This stuff kill you. It hurt your brain cells. Like right now with the COVID-19, it make you more susceptible to catch the COVID. They be like, so? And who is you to judge me? And you ain't no better. You're like, damn, you gonna fight about this? So they looking at the tribe of Benjamin kind of like that, like, damn, y'all, you not gonna serve these brothers up? Y'all gonna fight with the rest of us about a family of men? When in times past, somebody did some wickedness amongst the children of Israel, your whole bloodline was uprooted. You got uprooted. It wasn't no arguing about it. It wasn't no fighting about it. I mean, you can fight, but in the end, you gonna catch that. Justice is going to be served. You know what I'm saying? And these men in Benjamin, they said, hey, it is what it is. They here with us. They're part of that. They was Benjamites, so this is our tribe. We just gonna have to fight about it. So they rose up. And the men of Israel beside Benjamin were numbered 400,000 that drew sword. All these were men of war. And the children of Israel arose and went up to the house of God and asked counsel of the power and said, which of us shall go up first to battle against the children of Benjamin? And the Lord said, Judah shall go up first. The children of Israel rose up in the morning and encamped against Jeba. And the men of Israel went out to battle against Benjamin. And the men of Israel put themselves awry to fight against them at Jeba. So going forward, the battle ensued. They began to fight, and the first to go up were the children of Judah. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a thing to where, didn't have to be, an all-out war. You go send some, and the Lord chose Judah to fight first. So the men of Israel, and the children of Benjamin came out forth to Jeba and destroyed down to the ground the Israelites that day 22,000 men. So Israel went first. Bam, 22,000. They fall. So now the people of Israel encouraged themselves and set their battle again and arrived in the place where they put themselves in array the first day. The children of Israel went up and wept before the Lord until even, and asked counsel of the Lord, saying, shall I go up again to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother? And the Lord said, go up against him. So even them in their heart, this just show you the brotherhood that's in this. Like, you don't, like, for them to go up to the Lord to say that we already lost 22,000. Should I go up against Benjamin again, my brother? Wasn't as if they see him as an enemy. You see this as and you got to think, it's like, you don't really want to kill your brethren about this thing. They're really just trying to go get the men that did the thing. So with them going to go fight the entire tribe. It's like, should I go up against my brother and the Lord? You can't argue with the Lord. At that point, the Lord had given them a chance to do so. Bring the men out. You didn't bring them out, the whole tribe gonna pay. So he said, go against them again. The children of Israel came against the children of Benjamin the second day. And Benjamin went forth against them out of Geba the second day, and destroyed down to the ground the children of Israel again, 18,000 men. All these drew the sword. Then all the children of Israel and all the people went out and came unto the house of the power and wept and sat there before the Lord and fasted that day until even, and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before the Lord. And the children of Israel inquired of the Lord, for the ark of the covenant of the power was there in those days. And Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, stood before it in those days, saying, shall I yet again go out to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother, or shall I cease? And the Lord said, go up, for tomorrow I will deliver them into thine hand. So at this point, they've already went to battle twice. They just lost, by my count, that's 22, 18, lost 40,000 men. So at this point, I'm pretty sure they're looking like, dog, are they really finna? I mean, this is one tribe against 11. Can they really withstand this? Like, should I go again or should I just stop? And the Lord say, don't stop. Keep going. As you see, he called them again, my brother. They only said, because you have to, for me, to see this type of thing in just reading, it's a heavy thing to use that term, brother, to know that you have to go up against these people, knowing that they're your family. These is your kinsmen. But again, somebody has to pay for this. And the Lord say, at this time, I'm going to deliver them into your hand. And Israel set liars in wait about Geba. And the children of Israel went up against the children of Benjamin on the third day and put themselves in array against Geba as at other times. And the children of Benjamin went out against the people and were drawn away from the city. And they began to smite the people and kill as at other times in the highways, of which one goeth up to the house of God, and the others out of Geba in the field, about 30 men of Israel. And the children of Benjamin said, they are smitten down before us as at the first. But the children of Israel said, let us flee and draw them from the city unto the highways. So right now, they pretty much came up with a strategy to draw them away from the city. You draw them out to the city, you make the numbers scarce, you can pick them off one by one. They're pretty much using a war tactic at this time. So it's pretty much, kind of like the trying to see who's done this war tactic before, where it's like, where you kind of fake fleeing away, and then people get kind of high in mind, so they want to chase you down, and at the point of them chasing them down, that's where they intended to slay them. So all the men of Israel rose up out of their place and put themselves in array at Baal-Tamar, and the liars in wait of Israel came forth out of their places, even out of the meadows of Geba. And there came against Geba 10,000 chosen men out of Israel. And the battle was sore, but they knew that not evil was near them. And the Lord smote Benjamin before Israel, and the children of Israel destroyed the Benjamites that day, 25,000 and 100 men. All these drew the sword. And the children of Benjamin saw that they were smitten. For the men of Israel gave place to the Benjamites, because they trusted into the liars in wait, which they set beside Geba. This time they destroyed them, and they destroyed them heavily. You know what I'm saying? They went ahead and they pretty much slain most of the men out of that tribe. So now I'm just gonna skip down some. I'm gonna go to verse 39. And when the men of Israel retired in the battle, Benjamin began to smite and kill the men of Israel. About 30 persons said, surely they are smitten down before us, as in the first battle. But when the flame began to arise up out of the city with a pillar of smoke, the Benjamites looked behind them, and behold, the flame of the city ascended up into heaven. And the men of Israel returned again. The men of Benjamin were amazed, for they saw that evil was come among them. So now at this time, they're watching their city be burned. So not only are men dying in the field, but now they get to turn back and they watching their whole city be burned. So now you see yourself in a field fight. Now you seeing people die in front of you. Now you see a bright light come from behind you, you turn back. You know your wife there, your kids there. Man, all gone. Now what happens now? You struck. Now you ain't thinking about fighting no more. You thinking about what's there. You torn in between the two. But this battle here, I mean, it was much like any other thing that goes on with Israelites, you know what I'm saying? Is the evil has to come from out of the people, man. You know what I'm saying? In order to actually have the Lord on you, you can't be on the side of wickedness. You know what I'm saying? And to be an awesome brother or to be an awesome sister, you got to take all the evilness from out of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to stretch yourself away from the world. These Benjamites, I mean, I guess for lack of better terms, you could consider them worldly people. So when it came time for destruction to come down, of course, you might have some good trials, you might have some good runs, but you can't win against the Lord. They couldn't win. They were on the wrong side fighting. Now, yeah, there might have been their boys, their brothers, their cousins, whatever. At that point of figuring out that had happened, it was time for you to give them up. It was time for you to let them have their justice, man. They were supposed to catch whatever the Lord had coming for them, man. You know what I'm saying? Sunrise. All right. So now we'll go down, we'll skip through here, and then we'll go to verse 21 and 1. You know what I'm saying? So in 21, this is after the battle. They slain about close to 40,000 men that day. You know what I'm saying? Well, 40,000 of Israelites and then about 25,000 or so Benjamites fell that day, that third day in battle. But about 25,000 men, man. That's most of the men out of the tribe of Benjamin, man. At least able-bodied men that drew sword, man. So, you know, now their cities is burned. The beast is burned. You know what I'm saying? They pretty much destroyed, you know what I'm saying, obliterated the entire tribe, all the wealth out of that tribe as well. So now the men, they come together in 21. Now the men of Israel had sworn in Mizpah, saying, there shall not any of us give his daughter unto Benjamin to wife. And the people came to the house of the power and abode there till even before the power, and lifted up their voices and wept sore, and said, O Lord God of Israel, why has this come to pass in Israel, that there should be today one tribe lacking in Israel? So they already swore oath, nobody's gonna give their daughters to these wicked niggas. They ain't finna, we know how they do women. So we ain't finna give our daughters to them. We ain't finna trust them with no woman. But again, they, even after the war, after you go and you kill, they kill some of yours, you kill some of theirs, it's pretty much done. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this one thing when it comes to African Americans, so-called African Americans here in America, niggas will fight. You'll have different hoods that'll fight for 20 years, don't know what they fighting for, and can't give it up. You got families that won't even come together and eat together. After 20 years of, well, Auntie Alicia said that Tyrone them potato salad is store bought. They don't even make that. And they've been mad at each other for 20 years about something so small and petty and won't even eat around each other. These men died and killed for another man to receive justice. And then after they slain most of the men out of the tribe, they're crying to the Most High. Because as they see it, they all still brethren. That they still brothers. And why should it in this day that one tribe be lacking? Why should they be lacking on this day? Just because we had to go to war with them and we said that we wouldn't give them no more of our wives, no more of our daughters to wives to make children. Why should we see them down? In this place, we don't feel like that. You got niggas who leave the hood and leave the hood the same way they left it. Don't come back. Don't make it no greater. You got whole Hispanics who don't believe that them and the black man are the same people. You got Native Americans that, feel how they feel about Negroes or Hispanics, and they just feel there's so much disdain and hate for one another. But in this day, they showed a real love to the Most High, and they cried to him. They wanted to give Benjamin their daughters again, so that way they could grow back in numbers. Because already the tribe of Dan was, that tribe got consumed with everybody else. They didn't have enough men to even, hold being the tribe. So that's gonna happen to two of them. They're gonna lose two. Nah, man. It came to pass on the morrow that the people arose early, built there an altar and burnt offerings and peace offerings. And the children of Israel said, who is there among all the tribes of Israel that come not up with the congregation unto the Lord? For they have made a great oath concerning him that came not to the Lord to Mizpah, saying, he shall surely be put to death. And the children of Israel repented them for Benjamin their brother, saying, there is one tribe cut off from Israel this day. So everybody, it's like this, you know what I'm saying? We did put that oath out there, you know what I'm saying, that if don't nobody come, if this tribe don't come, let them be cut off this day. And Benjamin didn't come. So Benjamin gotta cut them off. At least that's what we said then. We said that at that point, but we'll just read on, we'll see how brotherly, that the nation of Israel is, even after war, even after having an all-out war with one another. We'll see how actually they feel toward one another. Because white men have wars with each other all the time, but that don't stop them from helping each other. They don't stop them from showing brotherhood to one another. And it happens so blatantly. Like they'll get into all-out war and they have what's called not reparations, but it's something like a reparations where when they go and they have war on your land, it's like a Berlin, like the city of Berlin in Europe, where they went there and they had the World War II over there. America still till this day pays to help rebuild those towns and those cities, and they pay for the point real quick, and they pay for the trauma that happened to those people. Go ahead,
What you're saying is true. And also, they do that for China. Also, that's why it's so easy for them to come over here and open up business. World War II, World War I.
You know what I'm saying? This is what they do. They pay that off. You know what I'm saying? Because they understand what happens to a people. You know what I'm saying? When these type of tragedies or when these atrocities happen there in their areas. But they have yet to do so with the black man. Brought you over here, you know what I'm saying? Buck broke your great grandfather in front of your great grandmother, his wife, and they son. Got then riddled our streets with crack They shoot whole brothers in broad daylight and broadcast it via web and national media. So they traumatize us on a daily basis. You get traumatized on a daily basis and receive nothing for it because they understand that to you, to do this to you, leaves you in fear. But now to their brother or to somebody who they can have business with, they have to clean up. They have to clean this up. They got to clean this up somehow, some way. That this can't be, this can't stay this way. Else, how can we have conducive business? So with this, you know what I'm saying, these brothers are trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, how can we clean this up? You know what I'm saying? So here we go, verse 7. How shall we do for our wives for them that remaining, seeing we have sworn by the Lord that we will not give them our daughters to wives? And they said, what one is there of the tribes of Israel that came not up to Mizpah to the Lord? And behold, there came none of the camp of Jabesh Gilead to the assembly. For the people were numbered, and behold, there were none of the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead there. And the congregation sent thither 12,000 men of the valley, and commanded them, saying, go and smite the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead with the edge of the sword, with the women and the children. And this is the thing that ye shall do. Ye shall utterly destroy every male and every woman that hath lain by man. So pretty much they going in there and they're going to go find the women that didn't have a husband just yet. So they're going to go in there and they're going to destroy every man and every woman that hath lain by man. So you can't go take somebody else's wife and give them to somebody else. Pretty much, they still being brotherly, even though they're going in there and slaying people. They're trying to find wives for the tribe of Benjamin, but they did swear the oath that whatever tribe or whatever city didn't come, that you was going to be cut off. So they have to do this thing because they're trying to figure out, because they can't give their wives or their daughters to them because they had already made an oath. Which this segue into my next class. So we're going to talk about holding on to oaths and being a person of your word, man. Because not only do we give oaths to the Lord, to the Most High, we also say things to one another that you're going to be bound by. And this is what your reputation is going to be built off of. So right now, they're holding on to their reputation to the Most High. They're holding on to their word. You know what I'm saying? So they said they wouldn't give their daughters, so they're not going to give their daughters. So we're going to go on verse 12. And they found among the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead 400 young virgins that had known no man by laying with any male. And they brought them to the camp to Shiloh, which is in the land of Canaan. And the whole congregation sent some to speak to the children of Benjamin that were in the rock of Ramon, and to call peaceably unto them. And Benjamin came again at that time, and they gave them wives which they had saved alive, the women of Jabesh Gilead, and yet so they sufficed them not. And the people repented them for Benjamin, because the Lord had made a breach of the tribes of Israel. So right now, they're repenting what had happened. You know what I'm saying? They're going up and they're changing, who they are. So now you letting Benjamin come back to be a whole tribe, you know what I'm saying, to come back to the Commonwealth and, to kind of change up, what they normally would do. Because at that time, if y'all wicked, we got to cut you off. And now because you are brother, we want to bring you back. But they got to stand by the things that they've already committed to. You know what I'm saying? So if you committed to cutting off that nation or those people that didn't come, they had to hold that word. They went to go find the people in Jabesh Gilead. Now, Benjamin is your brother. Now, the war's already won, but now you can't be lacking. We don't want to have one tribe, because this makes us look bad as an entire nation. That if we have one tribe lacking, then people would see us all as being weak, or they would see that, hey, well, all we got to do is pit you against one another, and this is how we infiltrate, which is what kind of goes on nowadays, that we don't have this, that when we see one tribe lacking, we don't go up and commit ourselves with that other tribe to bring them up with us. Like the Haitians right now, and the Levites, you know what I'm saying? They lacking right now. Now, granted, we all lacking, but what do you see Negroes here doing for Haitians? They literally do nothing. They take their money that they get and they go to Africa. They go spend their money on other nations that have nothing to do with their nation of people. But we don't see ourselves as a family. Like at this point, it's why I say each time they went to the Most High, each time they went, they called Benjamin their brother. Not my enemy, not them wicked Negroes. It was, I mean, man, you know what I'm saying? Well, you got all these people dying and you want us to go up against them again? And the Lord say, gotta go ahead and do it. This is what you said. You made the oath to go ahead and do it. You're gonna do it. Not only are you gonna do it because you said you're gonna do it, but you gotta get that wickedness from amongst you. This is what happened. So now they went to the Lord again to bring them back to being, you know, not the most affluent of tribes, but, you know, to bring them back to stature, you know, get some more men being born, you know, give them wives, let them grow. That's brotherhood, man. That's called letting it go. You know what I'm saying? Like they let it go enough to, okay, well, I guess we can help you out. We can help you grow. We can help you maintain and remain a tribe. We don't do that here. We don't do that enough here. We see people lacking and we don't take it upon ourselves to go assist them. Like, yeah, I think like white people, I mean, our oppressor, when they see that, okay, we just take the opioid to the crack epidemic, right? We look at the crack epidemic and we kind of make a mockery of it amongst each other, you know. Oh, well, your mama a crackhead and you a crack baby and blah blah blah. You don't hear our oppressor speaking like that about the opioid epidemic. They get down and they actually feel sorry for one another, and they build. The last time I seen a commercial about the opioid epidemic, man, it looked like they were sending them junkies to a spa. They were sending them to a straight up and down spa to get well. We won't even help bring our cousin, our aunt, or whoever into our house out of fear of a TV being stolen. That's how we feel. They send them to a spa full of flat screens and all you can eat buffets, and they get to talk to somebody when they feel a certain type of way. We won't even call the person who we know is on dope right now, let alone deal with them. Now, I'm not saying bring them into your home. I'm saying that you could offer help. You can help bring them back and to actually be a functioning person into society with your help, which is what they did for their brother. You know what I'm saying? We're at verse 16. Then the elders of the congregation said, how shall we do for wives for them that remain, seeing the women are destroyed out of Benjamin? And they said, there must be an inheritance for them that be escaped of Benjamin, that a tribe be not destroyed of Israel. Howbeit, we may not give them wives of our daughters, for the children of Israel have sworn, saying, cursed be he that giveth a wife to Benjamin. So still, it's some men that don't have, they are pushing this issue. When are we going to begin to push the issue for our brothers? Now, yeah, I'm not saying, let them in your house, but seek to help them. I'm not saying, go to the suburban neighborhoods and go kill for Ahmaud Arbery, or to go, snatch everybody that lives over there by force, but at least you know, as a nation of people, we begin to see that, hey, there's some type of recourse for these types of actions, man. For black on black violence, I'm not saying, you know, uh, 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 take the protection that people have for themselves within those communities away from them, but teach them it's a better way to use it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this story goes into many different facets because there's more than one way to help these brothers out, and they looking for it. They not stopping till they find one. Running for Aubrey ain't gonna cut it, because I'm not gonna run for Aubrey. But what can I do? I'm doing it today, teaching a brotherhood class. I'm teaching how much that if we were to come together as a nation and see that our oppressor has no care for you to live in their neighborhoods, why not you come move to the south side of Houston, where niggas actually love niggas? You can come live here. Now, as long as you don't mess with nobody, nobody's gonna mess with you. Now, can you be dealt? Can you get messed with in any neighborhood? Yeah, that exists everywhere. But you'd spare more of a chance fighting somebody here than actually fighting somebody in a suburban neighborhood where it's riddled with Edomites. They like to carry guns, so it ain't a fair fight. They ain't gonna fight you. They gonna shoot you. At least over here, a brother will throw nothing to you unless y'all take it there. But that's a rarity. You know what I'm saying, for brothers to take it there first off. You know, but here, like I say, you know, they're not stopping until they bring this tribe back to fruition. They're not stopping until their brother is held up to par with them. When are we going to do that as a people? When are we going to continue to push the issue until we all, you know, agree upon a certain thing? Like, when it comes to the slayings that go on, you got so many different feelings regarding this. You got so many different point of views. You know, you got some people who feel like, you know, we should go up in arms against them. You got some people who feel like we should do nothing. You got some people who feel like, you know, give them more love. You know what I'm saying? Let them know you forgive them, man. And this can stop. We've been forgiven since forever. We've been forgiving our oppressor forever. When are you going to forgive that brother that stepped on your shoes? This is what the 11 tribes did for Benjamin. Benjamin stepped on their shoes. They duked it out. Now it's time to forgive that brother. Get him some ice for that busted lip. Get him back right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll do that for our oppressors, but we won't do this for each other. We'll see stories like this and think that this is amongst enemies, man. This is amongst brethren, man. Why they keep calling him their brother? They don't want to lose one tribe. They don't want to lose no tribe. They trying to figure out how can we put them back together, man. Verse 19. Then they said, behold, there is a feast of the Lord in Shiloh yearly, in a place which is on the north side of Bethel, on the east side of the highway that goeth up from Bethel to Shechem, and on the south of Lebanon. Therefore they commanded the children of Benjamin, saying, go and lie in wait in the vineyard, and see and behold, if the daughters of Shiloh come out to dance in dances, then come ye out of the vineyards, and catch you every man his wife of the daughters of Shiloh, and go to the land of Benjamin. And it shall be where then their fathers or their brethren come unto us to complain, that we will say unto them, be favorable unto them for our sakes, because we reserve not to each man his wife in war, for ye did not give unto them at this time that ye should be guilty. So at this time, you know, they saying, you know, y'all didn't come out to fight. So they didn't want to go in and kill nobody no more. They said, y'all ain't go out to fight. Give them a daughter to wife. Because now if you don't, then you're going to be guilty. because we're supposed to come in and kill you. Now we're not. Give them a daughter. Let them get a wife. So they went in a roundabout way to get these wives for them. I say they saw this, you know what I'm saying, and they took an opportunity because it's around the time of a feast. Girls gonna get a little drunk. Go ahead, grab your wife. Go ahead and take them back to Benjamin. They come up complaining. This how we gonna handle it. Don't worry about it. Because, you know, you got certain people who probably still rot about the war, who rot about that evilness, who don't want to give their daughters to them. But y'all ain't even come fight. Y'all ain't even come fight. So if you ain't gonna come fight, it's either you could die because you didn't come fight, or you can just get him a daughter. That's how we gonna work this out. So then we'll see what happened. So the children of Benjamin did so, and took them wives according to their number of them that danced, whom they caught. And they went and returned unto their inheritance, and repaired the cities, and dwelt in them. And the children of Israel departed thence at that time, every man to his tribe and to his family. And they went out from thence, every man to his inheritance. And in those days there was no king in Israel, and every man did that which is right in his own eyes. So even this, you know what I'm saying, it just lets you know niggas is still wicked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to do what's right in your own eyes. Your ways are not the Lord's ways. Your thoughts is not his thoughts. So you just can't go around doing whatever you deem is right. But at this point, you know what I'm saying, they found a way to bring that tribe back, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and all the way from the beginning to the end of the story, man, this whole story, you know, it could teach you something about how to treat your brothers. It can teach you, you know what I'm saying, how to be hospitable to people that come within your land or come into your territory, hell, come into your vicinity, man. You see a black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, I don't care if you ain't never talked to that brother ever in your life. Show that brother some love, man. You know what I'm saying? You see your brothers and your sisters going through things, man. Don't be selfish, man. Don't be wicked. Stop being like your oppressor, man. And when you see these things going on, take care of your own, man. Take care of yours. Like they didn't stop. They didn't stop until that tribe was brought back, you know what I'm saying, to a good standing. So those brothers had wives to take home. You know what I'm saying? The ones that was left. They like, hey, and the thing is, you know what I'm saying? Like, even when you go back, you know what I'm saying, to the beginning of the war, you know what I'm saying, and where they didn't want to get in wives, that's just like anytime, you know what I'm saying, you get mad at somebody, you be red hot, and you say some low down things that you really don't even mean to say. And after you done being upset, it's like, damn, well, I can't take that back. So that when they said what they said about the daughters, you too far gone now, you can't take it back. But now how can you go around this thing? What can you do to not hold a grudge, man? What can you do to not hold on to something that's already been dealt with? Like that, like even that lesson can go into, you know what I'm saying, a husband and a wife. That you get into something, learn how to let it go, especially after y'all deal with it. You deal with it, you take it to counsel, somebody win or lose the counsel, let it go. Find a way to work around that issue. You know what I'm saying? Like another, they had an oath that they gave, that they vowed before the Most High. You hold them vows. Being here in the school, we take vows when you get that name, and you hold on to it until the day you die. Because that's what your reputation is going to be built off of. The things that you say. Like next week's class, it's going to be all about holding on to oaths and vows and making sure that when you say something to somebody, you do it, especially to the Most High. You're going to be held accountable for everything that you say and that you do. And your good things or the good things that you do, hey man, it's what you're supposed to be doing. But if you ever go against the things that you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, You can look for people to not ask you to do very many things because you're not reliable. This thing is about being reliable. Can you be relied on to hold your word, hold your post? I'm saying if you're a wife, be a wife. If you're a soldier, be a soldier. These men were soldiers, but they didn't let being a soldier go against how much of a brother they were. You know what I'm saying? Like we all know weed smokers. Be a brother to the weed smoker. I ain't saying sit down and smoke weed with him. What I am saying is speak kindly to him. He lost. He lost in the world. It ain't gonna kill you to be kind to him. You see a sister that's a little bit more provocative than the next, speak kindly to her. She lost. You know what I'm saying? Be as brotherly as possible, and whenever possible, man. Like be humble. Show some humility. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to serve other folks, man. Don't be afraid, man. There ain't nothing wrong with it. You know, like this, like, and another thing why I love this story. Well, look here. I don't know if you're now you look like a sister, Martha. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Now, some people do like to hold on to things so they can talk about it, but that's not a brother. That's a person whose intention is to not be brotherly. That's somebody who's not be a good sister. And what you do to a person that wants to hold on to things so they can talk about it, you let them go ahead and talk about it. Let them go ahead. And then what you do from there is that you hold conversations with them that go against what they want to talk about. That's what you do. Don't argue with them about it, and don't gripe with them to let it go, because not everybody is the same. So when people want to hold on to conversations, want to hold on to things, let them hold on to it. They grieving. Especially if you did the wrong to them, you can't dictate how long they hold on to it. But you know when it comes to being you, then you stay different. Don't you change and be like them, because you show them that this is how you deal with somebody. This is a better way of dealing with people. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I done got into situations, you know what I'm saying, with folks, and they want to hold on to it and talk about it, and that's fine. And like, if they want to talk about it, I may not want to talk about it with you. Me, I'm not. I'm gonna let you have your moment. If you catch me up one time, you call me. All right, we can talk about it. You can deal with it, because you might have some things that you want to get off your chest. Who am I to tell you that you can't talk about something that I've done to you, especially if you feel strongly about it? But now going forward, I'm not gonna bring it up because I know how you feel about it. Why would I do that to me? Why would I do that to you? Because I'm not saying it's gonna do anything to me. This is when you have to not be so selfish. It's like and this is how men say with women a lot, that women don't let things go, but it's men that do that same thing that don't let things go. But now if you want, or if your intention is to be brotherly or to be a good sister, to be a good wife or to be a good husband, especially if you know you've wronged somebody, when they bring it up, you show them how apologetic you are about that situation. Especially if you know you were wrong, you be apologetic. Man, I'm sorry that happened, but then you show them the importance of letting it go, because you can't grow on that. If you dwell on it, then you can't get past it. You can't grow. So you have to show them the importance of it. And then when they in turn have done things to you, people like, well, you did this to me, and then they'll go back and, well, okay, well, what about when you did this? Refrain from those type of actions. Don't start pointing out flaws against one another, because then you'll find reasons to not be around each other or to not talk to one another. When your conversation needs to be leading in something pleasant, if the relationship that you're intending to have is a pleasantry. Now, if you just want to argue with somebody, I mean, go right ahead. But if you're not intending to argue, then you have to learn soft skills, how to diffuse conversations like that, or to diffuse arguments. and where you learn skills like that, if you can't learn them from your everyday life, we teach those kind of skills here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Because like Christ said, you know, if you got a problem with somebody, you go to them and them alone. And now you hear their problem out. And if you refuse to hear that brother, then you take your matter amongst another person. So that way they can be a mediator. Because now once the problem gets mediated, if you two can't mediate the problem, then you'll have a person who will assist you in mediation. If the person doesn't want to hear that they're at fault, after the mediator says, well, this is what I hear, and you take it into a larger council where there's more than just one ear listening. And now if one side is opposed to hearing any of the counsel, then you refrain from dealing with that person in that way. Because the whole objective is to remain and sustain brotherhood. You got to go to the bathroom? Could you please? You know what I'm saying? This is how you do so. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. You are right. You're right, sis. There's some people who are like that, man. You know. But yeah, this is gonna be where I'm gonna cut it off at. You know what I'm saying? So that way, you know, we can get back into it on a later date. But then, like I said, it's probably one of my favorite you know, stories out of the scriptures, man, especially coming into the truth, man, and hearing it be broken down by generals and captains and other higher ranking officers, man. This is one of those stories that move me, man, because there's a large display of brotherhood all throughout, you know what I'm saying, at least these chapters, but brotherhood is all throughout the Bible, man. You'll see the triumphs of ups and downs in this nation coming back together, man. And it's all done through brotherhood, man. It's seeing each other's plight and taking it upon yourselves to come together and to see somebody else grow and to grow as a nation, you know what I'm saying, to grow together, man. Yeah. This Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are led by the amazing Commander General YAHANNA, man. The epitome of brotherhood that walks the face of the earth at this time, man.
Right.
We'll pass this class over to Precinct Officer Ron, man, for the announcement. He's got that mic right there for you out.
We are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, out of the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, Mayasharah, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations is the Passover, which is postponed until further notice. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And these other security announcements.
And with that, we're gonna give our courtesy salutes to the brothers, man. I.M.A.J.M, government of Israel, stand, I.M.A.J.M, Shabbat, I.M.A.J.M, Barak, Yahawashi, Yazmatat, Sar, to the sisters, courtesy salute. Men of Israel, I.M.A.J.M Shabbat, I.M.A.J.M, Barak,
Yahweh Shema Alatah B'Hashem Yahushua.
Yazmatat, dismiss.
Please hold talk until we're clear online.